Hey Kendrick, Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and with the help of my GoPro camera, I'm going to show you how I cut prescription lenses for your Gucci model number 1054 color 13V. Of course, this is all the original packaging that Gucci sends them to me in. Let me take it all out of that. This is your Gucci frame. And of course, it comes with a little plastic sleeve on the temple to prevent the temples from scratching together during shipping. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Set your frame down. Of course, this is your Gucci case and your Gucci cleaning cloth, and the case folds flat for you can put in your back pocket, book bag, or any other briefcase that you have. And then when you want to use it, you just open it up, it flips out, and then you can store your glasses in there for protection. And then when you don't need it, you know, it's a good hard case. And I wish you could smell this Italian leather. This smells so good. And of course, it's so soft on the inside with that Gucci emblem. Let me take all this away right quick because I need to go ahead and get started on your glasses. But this is it, the Gucci. What model number is this again? 1054 in color 13V, which is the black. Now it has just a touch of the Gucci red-green logo on the edges right there where it says Gucci. And of course, it's got the nice rubber tips. This is a great lightweight and comfortable frame, very durable, and of course extremely stylish, being the black plastic now. So let me go ahead and begin. I'm going to take out your demo lenses. One of them says Gucci on there. I'm going to pop these out real quick, set those down, and I'm going to put your Italian frame into my Italian Santinelli. This is the LE1000 patternless edger. Runs about $30,000. I recommend everyone go out and get one, put it on your kitchen counter, then you won't need me anymore. You can cut your own lenses. But the stylus has popped up and is tracing the shape of the left, and now it's moving over to do the right. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You buy genuine, authentic Gucci frame and receive free, clear, single vision prescription lenses. And that is that. So I've traced the shape of your lens. I've pulled it up onto the computer. I'm going to put in your pupillary distance of 62. Let me program that into the computer. These are polycarbonate lenses that I'm cutting for a Xyle frame, which is just an old school name for plastic. So let me go ahead and begin. Your right eye is -1 1/4, -1 at 180, -1 1/4, -1. I'm at 180, so I'm going to spin the axis wheel of my Marco 101 lensometer to 0, which is the same as 180 on a 0 from 180 line. I'm going to take your lens out of the protective sleeve. I'm going to put the power drum. Let me zero it out. Okay, put the power drum on -1 1/4. Put your lens in, rotate it until the sphere power comes in clearly. Find the optical center of the lens, check for your astigmatism correction, which looks good. And now I'm going to put 3 dots on your lenses that are pretty light and hard for you to see. So I'm going to take my pen. Hang on, let me put some more ink in there. I'm not even having a hard time seeing that. Let me put a little bit more ink in there so I can see what I'm doing. Put your lens back in. Let me clean all that off. Find the optical center. We're still at -1 1/4. We are. Now we need to get some more ink. Now it's still pretty light, but at least I can see it, so I'm going to darken those so that you can follow me at home. And that is the right lens. Now the reason I put those 3 dots in there is your lens, I'm going to line this up where your lens cannot rotate, or you're just not going to see as well as you could. So I'm going to do the same thing for your left lens, -1 -1 1/4 at 150. So I'm going to spin the axis wheel to 150. Put your lens in, put the power drum at -1. Put your lens in, rotate it till I find the optical center. Clamp that down, check your astigmatism correction. Everything lines up perfectly, and I'll explain that in just a moment. And now I'm going to put those 3 dots on your lenses again. I'm going to darken them so you can see them at home. And this is the left lens. So I need to attach, this is called a block, or as I like to call it, Jenny from the block. But I need to attach this to your lens. This is what's going to hold it in place while it is cutting. So I need a double-sided adhesive sticker to apply this. And wouldn't you know it, 3M, the same company that make post-it notes, make some double-sided adhesive stickers. The black side is the sticky side. So I'm going to put that onto your block. Peel away the tape to make this side sticky. And I'm going to get your lens ready. And essentially what I'm looking into is like an optical crosshair. I have a vertical meridian and a horizontal one. And I want to get those 3 dots on that thick black horizontal line. And the vertical one's going to go through that red dot that's in the center. I don't know if you can see this. I can't. So only one of us can work the machine at a time. So let me get this lined up. And now that is perfectly located right at your optical center. That's going to be exactly where your pupil looks through the lens. I'm going to do the same thing real quick with your left lens. Get everything lined up perfectly where it should be. Now the blocks are on both lenses. I can go ahead and begin cutting. I'm going to take your right lens and put it into the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know the machine well enough to call it chuck. Alright, I know, bad humor. Hey, but this is as funny as I get. Alright, I won't quit my day job. So these calipers are going to come down, and it's going to trace the shape of the right side of your frame to make sure this lens is large enough to fit. It's starting on the concave, which is the rear surface closest to your eyelashes. Then it's going to move over and trace the convex side of the lens, which is the front surface of the lens. All the while measuring the thickness to know where to place the bevel so the lens best fits inside the frame cosmetically. Now the cutting wheel is down here on the bottom left. It's that lighter color wheel. It's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper to grind away your polycarbonate material. This wheel in the center with that channel, that valley, that's what's going to cut the bevel on the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. I will have to close the door, but I just want you to see as your prescription lens touches down on the cutting wheel. Now your lenses are made out of, your free lenses are made out of polycarb. Polycarb is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. It is virtually unbreakable. It is bulletproof up to 22 caliber and has both UVA and UVB protection built into it. As I like to remind everyone, we know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin. So you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes. The other nice feature about this lens is it's aspheric, which means not spherical. A spherical lens is completely round. It gives you that ugly cosmetic fishbowl appearance. These lenses are much flatter, much better field of view, and cosmetically it's going to fit perfectly inside the frame. When you buy lenses online, they charge you for plastic lenses. If you want polycarbonate lenses, you have to pay an upgrade to that. And if you want the aspheric polycarb lenses, which are the thinnest and flattest of all the lenses, they charge you a third upgrade fee for that. So this is someone else's premium top tier lens. This is what you get for free when you buy the glasses from me. Now if you notice, your lens is completely flat. Now it's actually getting just like a nickel. I could take it out and set it up on the counter and it would stand on its own, but now the bevel is being applied to the lens. And if you notice, there is water running in the background just to collect the dust. Plastic and high index lenses cut wet where polycarb cuts dry. There are 2 water jets that will kick in during the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle, one here in the front and one in the back, just like that. That's just to wash away any optical debris, literally optical sawdust that's left over from cutting the polycarb lenses. It does this for the last 20 seconds, and then once it's done, I'll take it out and we'll see if it fits into your frame. I also want to make sure that no water splashed up on the lens, so excuse me while I wipe the camera lens. It's just splashing everywhere today. So it's just about to finish, and as soon as it does, I'll remove the lens and keep on working. Now it's time for me to do my job. The machine has done its. So I'm going to take your lens out of the chuck, excuse me, the Charles, and I do actually want to dry it off so it's not slippery. But you still have some rough edges that are left over from the cutting cycle, so I want to smooth those out using my hand stone. Now this is completely flat. I can put my finger on it while it's running and my finger gets warm due to the friction, but it's that friction that allows me to apply what's known as the safety bevel. And instead of sanding it down, I've literally melted any rough edges you have, and this white powdery substance you see me scraping off is called Schwarf. I use my thumbnail to scrape all of that off your lens. Once it's completely removed from your lens and it's on the counter, I carefully and very neatly collect it into one pile, and then I wipe it on the floor. Because the clown gets to have fun at work too, you know. So, let's go ahead and see if this fits. I have the right side closest to me. I'm going to tuck your lens in on the outside temporal corner first, and then using my thumbs I press down at the nose and it snaps in perfectly. So I want to go ahead and start cutting the left lens. Flip that over to L, which means, I don't know what it means. I think it means not right. This is not the right lens. That's what left means. I mean L. Damn. Alright, you figured out my code. Alright, so it's real technical. I'm not sure, you know, if people understand what left means. So that's why I say not right. Like me, I'm not right. I'm just a little stupid and silly when I get here to work because I love what I do. But just like before, the calipers are measuring the shape of your lens, but this time they're doing the left side of the frame, starting with the rear surface and then moving forward to do the front surface of the lens. And as the left lens begins to cut, I will continue to work on the right, because my job never ends. So once this begins cutting, I'm gonna keep getting back to work. Okay, so I can go ahead and remove this block. It is no longer needed. I'm gonna pull that off, pull that sticker off, and let me dry everything here. Now, I'm gonna keep the red dots on those lenses for now, because I wanna spin the axis wheel back to 180. I'm gonna put this on 180, put the lens in, and I'm reading -1 1/4, which is just before the halfway mark. Check your astigmatism correction, which is another diopter, and I'm getting 2 1/4. The way your prescription works, your right eye reads -1 1/4, -1 at 180. Whoops, excuse me, I'm supposed to be, hang on now, let me respect your privacy here. You cross out your phone number, no one ever saw that, your email. Okay, that's good. Now we can go to work. Now we can work. But your right eye reads -1 1/4, -1 at 180. Your left eye is -1, -1 1/4 at 150. So you can see up close. You are nearsighted, but you need 5 steps of correction for your farsighted. The reason I say 5 is the unit of measurement we use is called a diopter, and those are in quarter increments starting at 0, being plano, which is non-prescription, going up from there 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1, 1 1/4, 150, 175, 2, and so on. So you need 5 steps of correction to get everything the correct size. Without your glasses on, things are actually much larger than they appear. So when you put your glasses on, they will minify down to the correct size. Now you need another 4 steps of correction for your astigmatism. There is a stigma over the word astigmatism. It just means shape. Everyone freaks out when they hear that. It is not a disease. It is not an affliction. This first number gets everything the correct size. The second number is what makes everything fuzzy. That's why 6s and 8s or the letters P and F look alike. Think of this as the fine-tune knob, which is your astigmatism. We're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 180. That's going to be anywhere from 0 to 180 in a straight line, with 90 being in the center. So we're going to turn from 0 past 90 all the way to 180 to make things nice and clear. For your left eye, which you only need 4 steps of correction to get everything the correct size, but you need 5 steps of correction to take away the blurry edges. We're going to tune that fine-tune knob to about 150. We're going to turn it past 90 to about 150. That's why I put the 3 dots on your lenses, because it has to go into the frame just perfectly and not have the lens rotated, or you're just not going to see as well. So let me take the left lens out, dry it off, back to the handstone real quick. Back to smoothing that out. I'm going to use my thumbnail to scrape all the sawdust off your lens, and then you know what happens next. Wipe it on the floor. Actually, still a little moisture. Let me dry that off. Let's go ahead and get your left lens mounted. I'm going to tuck it. I have the left side closest to me. I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner. Then using my thumbs, I press down at the nose, and it snaps in perfectly. Look how thin your lenses are. They do not protrude outside of the frame. So when people see the side of your glasses, they're all going to see the Gucci and that red green. So I'm going to go ahead and take this block off. It is no longer needed. Pull that off. Pull that sticker off. Let me dry everything off again so I can read your prescription. Now, I'm going to spin the axis wheel back to 150 for your left lens. Put the lens in right above that red dot and read the prescription. And I'm getting -1. Hopefully my GoPro camera is good enough for that. Check your astigmatism correction of 1 1/4, and that gives me a total power of 2 1/4. If someone had owed you $1 and they borrowed another $1.25, they would owe you a total of $2.25, and that's what we have now. As you know from algebra class, that you have 2 minuses you add together. So you have a -1 and a -1 1/4, which gives you a -2 1/4. That is the combined power for your left eye. Now your pupillary distance is 62. So I'm going to put my thumb or my PD stick on 0 next to my thumb on your right lens, and when I hold it up to the red dot on your left lens, we're reading 62. So that is cut perfectly. I do want to go ahead and clean your lenses off, and this is when I always remind everyone that when you get these and they feel loose or they feel tight, or one side sits higher than the other where they're sitting crooked on your head, that's because 80% of people have one ear that's higher than the other, and I'm no different. That's why 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get your frame in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. And the 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I'm going to set them down on the counter to make sure there is no wobble. Flip them over, there is no wobble. I make sure that each temple overlaps perfectly and there's the same amount of tension on each hinge, and there is. So that's that. If anyone out there has any questions about what I can and can't do, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. Kendrick, I hope you enjoyed watching as I made your glasses. Of course, anyone else out there, this frame runs $280, which is the Gucci manufacturer suggested price. I signed a contract with them that I have to sell them at the price that they tell me to, or I risk losing the line, so that's what I do. They don't control my lens price, so that's why you're getting free prescription lenses when you buy the frame for the amount that they tell me I have to sell it for. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed watching me make prescription lenses for your new Gucci model number 1054, and the color is 13V, which is the black. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching, and everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.